What's up, everybody? My name is Pastor Caleb. Welcome to Kids Church. We are so excited that you have joined us today. We're going to have a really good time.
Hello, Pastor Caleb.
Hello, Addison. What in the world are you doing here?
Well, I had a question, and you always say if you have a question to ask you, so here I am.
Awesome. What is your question?
Well, you know how we're always talking about putting your faith in Jesus.
Yes.
Like, all the time.
Yes.
But I'm not really sure what faith is, so I was hoping you could help me understand it.
That is a great question, and I think that what we can do today is spend some time answering the question, what is faith, today during Kids Church? And I think I want you to help me with it. How does that sound?
Sure, sounds fun.
Awesome. Let's get into it.
Well, hello, friends. It's Miss Emily here. Guess what? We're going to talk about the word faith today. But guess what? I have one of our friends with us.
Hi!
All right. Should we say the word faith together?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Faith.
Faith!
You think they heard us at home? I don't think they did. Should we say it again?
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Faith!
Oh, good job. All right, Joshua and I are here, and we're going to spell the word faith. You ready to spell it?
Yeah!
Okay, let's start with an F. Faith. F.
Faith!
A. I. T. H. Faith.
Faith.
Good
You
job.
have on your shirt?
It is like I have on my shirt. All right, friends. Faith.
Addison, check this out.
Where did this chair come from?
You know what? Don't worry about it. Why don't you have a seat for me?
Okay.
Well, look at that. You sure do have lots of faith.
Wait, all I did was sit down. How in the world is that having faith?
Well, listen, you trusted that the chair was going to hold you up. You didn't even think about it. You just sat down. So that means you have faith in the chair.
So faith is the same thing as trust?
So placing your trust in something is part of faith, yes. So that when we say that you should have faith in Jesus, that means that we should trust that what he said and what he did is true and that he will take care of us. Let me ask you a question. Who are some people that you trust?
Well, let's see. Mom, Dad, grandparents, and teachers.
That's really good. And why do you trust these people? So why do you trust your dad?
Because he cares for me.
Good. Why do you trust your mom?
Because she loves me.
All right, let me ask you this. If your pops were to pull up today in a car, would you hesitate with getting in the car with him and going somewhere?
Nope.
Why not?
Because I love him.
Because you love him. Okay, if a total stranger were to pull up in a car and say, hey, come get in and go with me, would you do it?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't know who they are.
Right. If London were to pull up in a car and ask you to get in and she were to take off driving, would you trust her to drive?
No.
Why not?
Because she's too young.
Okay, good. Awesome. So basically what you're saying is you trust these people because they've earned your trust. Like over time, they've proven to you by their actions that you can trust them, that they aren't going to intentionally hurt you. Is that right?
Wait, so you said trust is only a part of faith. What's the other part?
Well, listen, I'm glad that you asked. Have you ever heard of a trust fall?
No.
All right, watch this.
Hi, my name is Khaleesi, and I'm going to do a trust fall. Hello, I'm Brianna. I'm going to do a trust fall.
Whoa, she was really going to have to trust her mom and dad that they were going to catch her.
I'll say she definitely had to place her faith in her parents. The trust fall is a perfect example of what faith is. Faith is actively trusting Jesus. In order to truly trust her parents, she had to fall. If she hadn't fallen, she would have shown that she didn't really have faith in her parents.
Oh, that makes sense. So I could say all day that I have faith in this chair. But until I sit in it, I'm not really placing my faith in it.
So that is exactly right. So what is faith?
Faith is actively trusting God.
That is exactly right.
All right, friends. So let's go ahead and do our main point, which is faith is actively trusting in Jesus.
In Jesus.
All right, are you ready, Joshua? Let's show them how to do it. So faith, you touch here and then you pound it.
And pound it.
So faith is trusting in Jesus. All right, should we do it again?
Yeah.
Okay. So faith
is
trusting
in
Jesus. Wow. Should we do it a little bit faster?
Yeah!
Okay. All right. Let's see if they can keep up. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So faith is actively trusting in Jesus.
in Jesus.
All right. You ready to do it one more time really fast?
Yeah!
Okay. Ready? So faith is actively trusting in Jesus.
A little bit fall down.
You did a little bit fall down. Okay. See, you went too fast. You went so fast and nobody saw it. Okay, let's do it one more time. Really fast. You ready?
Yeah, really
Okay,
fast.
let's show them. Show them you can do it.
Flash.
That's right. Show them you can do it. Ready? Faith is actively trusting in Jesus.
In Jesus.
Oh my goodness, Joshua. Good job.
Trust fall.
Whoa! Thanks for trusting in me, buddy.
Are there any good Bible stories that involve faith?
Actually, I'm glad you asked. There are lots of good Bible stories that include faith, but one of my favorites comes from Matthew chapter 14, verses 22 through 33. Are you ready to find it?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Stories of the Bible. Peter walks on water. This is Peter.
Hey-o! Whoop.
Peter was a fisherman who was called by Jesus.
Hey!
Peter saw the many miracles of Jesus,
Whoa!
and he heard all his teachings. Great crowds followed Jesus wherever he went. One day after Jesus had done a great miracle, he sent the disciples in a boat across the lake while he stayed and sent the people home.
See ya! Hey, Jesus!
After sending them home, Jesus went up into the hills by himself to pray. Meanwhile, the disciples were in trouble far away from land, for a strong wind had risen, and they were fighting heavy waves.
Ah!
About 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came toward them, walking on water. When the disciples saw him walking on the water, they were terrified.
Ah!
In their fear, they cried out, "It's a ghost!"
Hold on there.
But Jesus spoke to them at once. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Take courage. I am here." Then Peter called to him, "Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you walking on the water." So Jesus said, "Yes, come." So Peter went over the side of the boat
Whoa! This is awesome!
and walked on the water toward Jesus. But when he saw the strong wind and the waves,
Ah! Whoa!
he was terrified and began to sink.
Jesus! Help me!
"Save me, Lord!" he shouted. Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. Jesus said, "You have so little faith. Why did you doubt me?" When they climbed back into the boat, the wind stopped. Then the disciples worshipped him and said, "You really are the Son of God."
That
Yeah.
was awesome. Peter actually walked on water.
Yes, he did. It's one of the best examples of faith in the Bible because it shows what can happen if you place and when you place your faith in Jesus.
And it shows active trust. Like Peter stepped out of the boat. In that moment, he actually placed his faith in Jesus.
That's exactly right.
Where did all this stuff come from?
Don't worry about it. How would you like to do a science experiment?
Sure, sounds fun.
All right, here's what I want you to do. I want you to make those paper clips float on the water.
They sink.
So listen, they all sunk because you didn't have what you needed. Check this out.
That is so cool.
All right, you want to try one? That's easy. Boom. Placing your faith in Jesus is what allows you to do things that you thought were impossible.
So because Peter placed his faith in Jesus, he was able to walk on water. A lot of people say if you believe in yourself, well, you can do great things. How does that match up?
Well, you see, they're not wrong. People can do amazing things when they put their faith in themselves. But there's a big difference between what we can do if we place our faith in ourselves and what can happen if we place our faith in Jesus. Let's look at another verse. Let's read Matthew 17:20. Why don't you read it out loud for me? So 17 verse 20.
He replied, because you have so little faith. Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here, and it will.
Ready? All right, so you see how big that mountain is?
It's huge!
Now, do you see how small this seed is?
I can barely see it!
Well, a mustard seed is even smaller than this.
It's like a sand. So if I have even a speck of faith, I can move this mountain.
Well, sort of. What Jesus is trying to say is that when you place your faith in Him, you can do things that seem impossible on your own.
Oh, so it's just a picture to compare size. Even if we have just a tiny little bit of faith in Jesus, He can take the faith and help us do things we think are impossible. That's so cool!
Yes, it is. Okay, there's one last thing that we need to know about faith that is super important.
Okay, what's that?
So in the Bible story we watched, did Peter walk on the water the whole time?
No.
No, he didn't. What happened to him?
He started to doubt,
Yeah, he got scared by the wind of the waves.
and he feared, and he had doubt that Jesus wasn't going to hold him up on the waves anymore.
That's exactly, and he started sinking. So here's the point of that. Fear and doubt, they cause us to sink. Fear and doubt kill faith. Think about it. Why wouldn't you do a trust fall?
Because I might fall, get hurt, maybe break a bone.
Right, so having doubts and fears about what might happen causes us to not act. It causes us to freeze.
Where do doubt and fear come from?
That's a great question. So the Bible tells us that doubt and fear come from our enemy, the devil. And his whole goal is to try to get us to doubt Jesus and His promises.
Oh. How do we fight against that?
By always keeping our eyes on Jesus. Just like in our story, as long as Peter was looking at Jesus, he was okay. But as soon as he took his eyes off of Jesus and got scared, he started doubting. And that caused him to sink.
But Jesus rescued him.
You are exactly right, Addison. You see, we're going to have times when we get scared and look away from Jesus. But we can know that He is always there to help pull us back up and rescue us.
So faith is actively trusting Jesus, and we need to be careful about fear and doubt because those things will sink our faith.
You're exactly right. So I hope that answers your question.
So what are we doing next week?
Hey, that's another really good question. Check out this preview.
A long time ago, everything was perfect, but only for a short time. The very first man sinned and brought terrible pain and suffering into the world. For thousands of years, darkness ruled over the land, and the story seemed destined for a terrible ending. But there was a glimpse of hope. God had a plan to fix everything. This is the story of one man that changed it all. This is the story of everything.
Whoa! That looks awesome. Can't wait to do kids' trips next week. Bye!
Me either. We'll see you guys next week.